Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Philly 4 pod. First one since April, I think, and it's episode 10. So, the four things we'll be talking about today is Phillies game 2 and game 1 of the NLDS, the Flyers preview of the season and their off season, and all the other things that we need to talk about. The roster just got released today, this morning. And then the Eagles are 2-2. Some people are like it's over. Some people still, including myself, are still positive. And then Sixers' first preseason game today against New Zealand. And just kind of talk about the great offseason that they had, and kind of the additions, what the roster could look like. So yeah, let's hop straight into it. The Philadelphia Phillies won game 2 last night. I believe the final score was 7-6, if I am not mistaken. Um, Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it was 7-6. Walker with Castellanos with the walk off. He played really well. Yes, it was 76. Castellanos went 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Schwarber went 0 for 5. Turner went 2 for 4. Harper went 1 for 3 with 2, I believe it was 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a homer. 1-2 and a homer to really start everything off. And then other notables was Stott 2 for 4, Turner 2 for 4, and then Sosa didn't play great. He went 0 for 2. Boone went 0 for 2. Rojas went 1 for 1. Clemens got on base again. Sanchez, he went 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks, 1 walk. So not horrible. He's obviously a ground ball pitcher, so he can get hard contacted against him. So that's like whatever. I thought he pitched well. I thought he pitched okay. I thought he threw the ball good enough to win this game. And then notables for the Mets was Severino went 6 innings, 6 hits, hit only 3 earned runs with 7 Ks, and then 3 for 5. Vientos went 3 for 5. Lindor 2 for 5. Nimmo 2 for 5. And that was really the only notables of their team. So this game was kind of back and forth. Obviously, the Mets with how hot they've been. So it started all the way off back in the top of the third, one out. Sanchez deals the first pitch of the at bat to Vientos, and he launches it. It was lower to the zone. It was a low changeup. He goes Oppo Taco with it and puts the Mets up 2-0. Then at the top of the 6th, the next scoring to be had was a solo shot by Pete Alonso that made it 3-0 Mets. Then the Phillies finally woke up. It was a blast by Bryce Harper to center field, deepest part of the ballpark. It went 431 feet. It was first it was the 5th pitch of the at bat. Bottom of 6, 2 outs, and he really the only pitch that was kind of exactly in the zone. It was pretty much center cut. It was a center cut fastball, 99 miles an hour. He blasted it to the deepest part of the ballpark. Then very next at bat, solo shot by Nick Castellanos, and then the offense really started to get going, which was a main point in why they lost Game 1. Game 1, it seemed like Wheeler pitched, in my opinion, his best, maybe his best, if not one of the best, if not the best pitching outings I've ever seen from a pitcher of his career, especially in the playoffs and that big of a stage. And then we wasted it because our bullpen kind of collapsed and the offense couldn't get anything going. So it was really nice to get out of the locker room for hockey, and I sadly couldn't watch this game until the 9th. But it was really nice to go and look at my phone and see the offense got going. It was 6-6. That's going to be, and how we got to that point will be further explained. It was the second pitch of the at bat for Castellanos on a sweeper. Kind of got away from him a little bit. If this is the zone right here, kind of was away from him a little bit. Kind of got a hold of it and blasted it to left center. Really good at bat. I mean, really good bats today for the Phillies. Yesterday, sorry, for the Phillies. But those stinking Mets. I mean, they're never going to be out of it, and that's the only thing that scares me. One of the only things that scare me about them is how, I guess, never out of it will be. They will be. And then Brandon Nimmo lasers one of right center 4-3 Mets. They just keep coming back into the back fourth game. And then the next thing that happened was a huge play by the birthday boy Bryson Stott, who turned 27 yesterday. It was a 2-run basically bases clear triple. Really good hit ball against Edwin Diaz, who went not great. He didn't pitch great this game. I mean, he's had a few good games against the Phillies, but overall, I mean, this was a 6-pitch at bat. If you're Edwin Diaz, you got to get him out. And he just couldn't get done. So the ball, it was kind of a center cut slider. It was a little inside on him, I think. And he blasted one barely foul, and it was perfect. It was what we needed there, and then it made 5-4 Phils. Then in the very next at bat, dribbler by JT Realmuto, and then I believe it was Brandon Nimmo. No, it was Vientos. Vientos just couldn't handle it, and then Stott scored. And then it made 6-4 Phillies. So Estevez then cleared out the top of the ninth. Then Strom came in for the top of the ninth. He got it out. It was a decently good at bat for Strom, who needs a rebound after struggling in that game one. So he deals. First pitch to him was a cutter and got away from him. Then 2 strikes in a row, and 2 balls in a row, including one in the dirt. Then the 6th pitch of the at bat, you got it. Like what I said with Diaz, you got to put them away. You can't let them get. After you get 2 strikes on them early in the at bat, you can't let them get a hit off you and even have 2 balls in a row to make it, I believe, 3-2. It just can't happen. And then Vientos hits a homer. It was a high pitch too. Like it was like up here, and they have some voodoo black magic BS going on because there's no way that should have been a home run. That ball was way too highly pitched, and it wasn't even that bad of a pitch by Strom. I mean, not much else to say. I mean, I thought it was a decent pitch. Vientos hits home run to tie at 6-6 with 1 out in the ninth, top of the ninth. Damn. Then Trey Turner gets on with a single with 2 outs. Then Bryce Harper gets on with a walk after a barely foul hit to the right field corner. And then here comes Nick Castellanos. He was 2 for 4 before this. 4 pitches he got to end the game. So he was going to get out. So with Nick Castellanos, he doesn't walk very much. In fact, when he went 3 for 5, I don't think he walked one time. I'll double check that. First one, he swings at a ball. Yes. Goes out of the zone. It wasn't a great pitch. It was a slider, sorry. Kind of got away from him like it usually does with him. Damn, all right. 10 minutes? Gonna be a longer episode today. Sorry to break it to you. Then a foul ball kind of inside on him. Kind of swung and got a little jammed up on it. Then it was another ball in the dirt that he finally took. He took a ball like that. He's very, very prone to swinging at balls down here. And that's the ball he took there. And then put it in a sweet spot, kind of cut it in on him, but enough where with the way he swings the bat, he could get to it. Walk off 1-run single to left, hit the wall. Everyone mobs him on the field, and the Phillies take game 2, tied up 1-1. Closing remarks from this game. This game showed me that the Phillies are going to win this series. They're going to win this freaking series. And you know why? Because you don't win a game like that and it not matter. Like, they're a very good baseball team. They're better than the Mets. And the Mets at Citi Field, I guess, I get that they're going to be very good. But the Phillies haven't seen anything more loud and more hostile than that. They know what they're walking into. And they're the better team. And, you know, it's just like relentless. I mean, the offense getting going there was very important for the Phillies. Very important. If the bats are going, nobody could beat us, and I wholeheartedly believe that. So yeah, that's the Phillies. I think they're gonna win in 4 or 5. I don't see them losing the series. Nola pitches Game 3 tomorrow at 5 or 4:08. Then it would be Ranger Game 4, and then if a possible Game 5, I'd assume they roll Wheeler out there, and then he would assumedly win that game for us. I don't think they lose the series. It's still not a guarantee, but I'm pretty confident in that. Next up is the Philadelphia Flyers, and this is going to be an interesting season for the Philadelphia Flyers. Now to recap, before we look at their opening roster and kind of talk a little bit for a few minutes about them and the roster, we have to look back at what they did this offseason. They first, and the biggest news was Matvey Mishkov, the prodigy, the mad Russian, the guy we needed back, needed to come over from Russia, set 18 or 17 or 19 years old. Very good hockey player. Very good. Fell to 7 to us because people either didn't think he was ever going to come over or they didn't want to wait for those 3 years. Well, the Flyers got him in 2 years. He came over, SKA, I believe it was, terminated his contract, and now he's over here in the NHL with the Philadelphia Flyers. Big deal. And in preseason, he looked good. He led the league in points. And then they drafted Jet Luchenko with their first round pick after they traded back from, I believe it was 15 or 16. No, they traded back from 15 to go to 16. The Minnesota Wild took Zeev Buium, and a lot of people were mad that we didn't take Zeev Buium, but I don't really care because I want to call Yzerman, and that sadly did not come true. But let Jet Luchenko look good in preseason too. He stayed throughout camp, and we'll see when we recap the roster. We will see how Jet Luchenko made out. And another big deal of news in the Flyers, really only other big news, was, two more big news. So the first one being Carter Hart is officially not a part of this franchise. Good riddance for what he allegedly is involved in. He's a RFA, UFA right now that we didn't qualify an offer to him. Now he is no longer a Philadelphia Flyer, and we will see where that situation goes because I will have my eye on it in the coming years, coming months. And the other big news was Travis Konecny is here to stay. He had 8 years, I believe it was around. Let me check. I believe it was $6 million. Let's look it up. He signed a 8-year, $70 million contract on July 25th. 8.75 average. Yeah, I was pretty much right on the dot. He got as much as Jeremy Swayman did, I think it was. That whole debacle was ridiculous. Good to see him stay. I kind of wanted him to stay. He was really good for us. I didn't think we were going to get anything super good or better in this return for a trade with him. Some people say he was overpaid. I don't believe so. I think he's been so good for the Flyers for the years he's been here. And I think he can help the guys like Mishkov, Brink, and all these young guys develop. And I think he's a good player himself. And then let's circle back a little bit. Jet Luchenko, Flyers roster. Let's run through it right now. We're running through it. Forwards, we got Bobby Brink, Noah Cates, Sean Couturier, Joel Farabee, Tyson Forster, Morgan Frost, Garnet Hathaway, Travis Konecny, who just got paid, Scott Lawton, who I believe should have gotten traded last year after seeing how down in the depth chart he might be this year. Matvey Mishkov, a guy who's going to be a 60 plus point per game scorer this year. He looked amazing in preseason. He's going to carry it. They're going to make the playoffs. The Flyers are going to make the playoffs. Then we also got, how can I forget, Owen Tippett, who's going to be a big player for the Flyers this year. Keep saying Phillies. And then Ryan Poehling. Now, Peter, you were just talking about the draft pick, Jet Luchenko, who's young, 18 years old. Did he make the team? You said he went deep into training camp. Jet Luchenko is the youngest Flyer ever. He's on there. And he's the scouting report on it, because I know none of you know, borderline none of you know the Flyers as much enough to know him. He's a fast guy. His puck handling skills could use some work, but this can help. The coaching staff and everything can help. He played for the Gulf Storm, not a great junior league team. But he looked good in preseason. He looked good in the rookie games. He stood out in the rookie games. And Tortorella seemed excited about a young player for the first time ever. For the John Tortorella, a guy who always and forever has been conceived as this guy who won't play young players and don't like young players and would rather sit them than play them, or play them and then make up an excuse to freaking bench them. No, he made the team because he kept up with Owen Tippett, one of the faster players in the league, and they were like, wow, he's keeping up with them in the bag skate, and he looked good all in training camp. I'm excited to see him Friday night, October 11th, 10 p.m. in Vancouver. Gonna be staying up to watch that game. It's a Friday night, so no school. But let's move on to the defensemen, see if any shockers are there. Jamie Drysdale is going to have a huge breakout year. I'm telling you, he's looked good in training camp. Everybody's saying he's looked good on the power play, which is something huge. And that he's healthy. He's been here for a summer, so that's really good. Eric Johnson, a young, old veteran, that can kind of bring some experience to this team and maybe even help Drysdale and all these other guys like Zamula and York kind of develop a little bit more, even though they kind of found their game. Rasmus Ristolainen, an overpaid guy. I think he could play well. I think he should have just never. I think we should have traded him. Like, he's just not good. Yeah, he's good, but he's injury prone. And I guess Ryan Ellis is like dead, because I don't know. He's not on the team. He might be on LTIR or a free agent or retired. I don't freaking know with him. I mean, I haven't seen him in three months. I mean, I saw him golfing. Now the freaking ice with the Flyers. I digress. Then Travis Sanheim, Nick Seeler, Cam York, Zamula. Great. Not great. I need to stop overreacting. Good defensive core. Not great. Could still use some. But where the Flyers' depth lies and where it's flawed is center position. And I didn't really touch on that when I was talking about the forwards for some reason. But it's flawed, and I think we need some more centers. But hey, if all I'm asking with the Jet Luchenko thing, circling back to that, is if he can just, even if it's just 9 games, look at him. And if you see something good in him, keep him for the year. Or send him back to golf. Or send him down to the Phantoms. Just look at him. If he can be okay, that's an upgrade for our center position. And only 2 goaltenders on the roster as usual. Samuel Ersson, who my sister loves for no reason. I think he can play well. I mean, I think he's a good goalie. I just don't think he's the goalie of the future for the Flyers. I believe that's Carson Bjarnason, Kolosov, or Garvison, or whatever his name is. I think also that whole Kolosov debacle is now rest assured. Now he's with the Phantoms. He's probably going to be the starter there. And Ivan Fedotov, who I'm really excited to watch. I think he's going to have a good year. I think he could potentially take Ersson's number 1 spot. So that's the opening roster for the Philadelphia Flyers. October 11th, 10 p.m. I'm excited. I think they make the playoffs. That's my bold prediction. I think Mishkov wins the Calder. I believe we can also win 1 series in the playoffs. Now, real quick recap. Just kind of capping up the show with the Eagles and the Sixers. The Eagles went 2-2, not looking great. In the Tampa Bay game, they lost. They got killed. It wasn't really anything good in it. They were missing A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. People are losing their shit over absolutely nothing. Sorry for cursing, but the Eagles, you guys gotta chill. They were missing both their top 2 weapons. That's why the offense looked bad. And one thing I will agree with everyone on is Nick Sirianni needs to get the heck out of Philadelphia now. He is so bad. He lost 7 out of the 10 games or something like that in last year and collapsed, and then he's still here. Okay, fine, but now he's looked so bad. I think he's getting in the way of Kellen Moore's scheme because that offense I saw with Kellen Moore and I believe it was Los Angeles was not the offense I saw with Kellen Moore this year. It's looked good at times. But Kellen Moore is getting hidden and getting interrupted with Sirianni. It's obvious. It's not me making assumptions. It's a fact. Defense has looked up and down. I think as soon as the guys start locking in, Quinyon Mitchell has been fucking amazing. Sorry for cursing again, but holy, he has been amazing. He's talking crap to Mike Evans and all these guys and backing it up. He's a rookie. And he's making these type of plays. It's unbelievable. Did you see the clip with him with Watson week 1 and then with Mike Evans? He's like, yeah, you only have one catch on me. Stop talking. And then on the sideline, Mike Evans was like, yeah, he's tough, which he is. And then we could possibly see Cooper DeJean take Avonte Maddox's role in the nickel very, very soon, according to Vic Fangio. Jalen Carter looking into the Saints game, but I mean, everybody's got to chill with the Eagles. They play the Browns, big bounce back week after the bye this week. They're going to win this game. They're going to be fine. I still think they're a Super Bowl contender. Fight me on that if you want. And today, and I believe it is Embiid is okay, some news real quick. Cindy Brown is being some more news. Besides, Cindy Brown is opening the window for Cindy Brown returning is now open. Same with Anaya Smith. Both of them could be, especially Cindy Brown, could be a big ad because he's a hard-hitting safety who knows the game and is younger. Anaya Smith, though, I don't think would really matter unless both the receivers don't play again. And then for the Sixers, which is not what we are talking about, is not playing against New Zealand today. I would not have expected him to play, but I do believe Paul George is playing, which is nice. So yeah, that's kind of the Sixers. I think they're the offseason they get Paul George, Caleb Martin, and these guys. Jared McCain, I love that draft pick. It's perfect. I think the vibes are going to be off the charts this year. Embiid might go for another MVP. He lost 25 to 30 pounds. Maxey's going to get even better. And I have them winning the championship. Sorry to Declan Russell and the Boston Celtics, but I feel like the Sixers teams, it's the year. Paul George can compliment the guys that need to be complimented and everything, and I think they do play well this year. I do think they win the championship. I do. At least make it to the conference finals. My prediction for the finals this year is Nuggets, Sixers, and 6. Now, will that change come playoff time? I guarantee you. Whether it's the Nuggets changing or it's the Sixers changing or what. But I love the Sixers team, and I think they're going to be damn good. I think we were really spoiled with Philly sports teams this year. Phillies are good. Flyers are going to make the playoffs. Eagles, we don't know about them yet, but I mean, I think they're going to be fine, and the Sixers are going to be damn good. They're going to be a top 3 team in the league, be second best in the East. It's going to be all fine. And, yeah, that's about it for this episode. I'll touch more on the Sixers and everybody else that I didn't get to. Next episode, it was kind of like an Eagles light episode because the bye week and everything. So, real quick, the prospect spotlight of the game of the episode is now something I'm going to try to do every time I make an episode. I point out one younger player in one of the 4 franchises. The one I'm pointing out today is obviously Jet Luchenko, youngest Flyer to ever make the team, and will play October 11th. Please watch it. Flyers are going to be fun this year. Well, that's about it. We're hitting around 25 minutes now. 25:32 is what it says as I read that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the Philly 4 Pods. Follow the Twitter. Yeah, just thanks for watching. Keep watching. Love the support. Thank you guys.